guess what? It's Tuesday. It's time for an art haul. So, well, actually, I lied. It's not. It's not an art haul. It's a Happy Mail. Even better than an art haul, but it is art. So there's that. Anyway, for those of you who don't know, I'm Aradia Noir. I'm the resident witch and creatrix over at Aradia's Hand and Danaeus Divine, where I create myth, magic, and meaning for your everyday life through art, intuition, and energy work. And on Tuesdays, I like to do haul videos. Every now and then I will do a Happy Mail. And Happy Mail is just someone sent me something and I'm happy about it. Yay! So there's that. Now, what I will say is a lot of the stuff that you're seeing in these videos I've had for a while. My backlog of art hauls and intuitive hauls and magic hauls, biz hauls, and just Happy Mail has been piling up, and I have a tendency to kind of forget and have to put it off. So some of the stuff you'll see you've probably seen before and haven't seen me mention it, and so just in all transparency, I'm also trying to do my best to pre-record as many videos and get them set up and scheduled. So if I go back from having different hairstyles or my surroundings look a little different, that's why. So I just want to make it real clear what's going on so that nobody is confused. But this is also about working smarter, not harder. So when I go and put a video up and record it that day, while that isn't completely possible, that's a big chunk of my day that is now devoted to just that, and I don't have time for anything else. And so I want to make sure that I get as much done, that I use all of my time strategically and productively, and yeah, it makes for a better experience for you, me, and everybody else. So there you go. Okay, so let's reach off camera. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So so here's the thing about this. For this one in particular, I wanted to let you know that, as always, I've got links of everything that I could get a hold of a link for here. Now, I don't know when the person who originally bought it, but I know that makers will, cease to offer things, will bring new things in, some things will be discontinued, some things may or may not be available in the future because they're back ordered, so on and so forth. So I will do my best when I record the videos to make sure that I put links up. And for some reason you find when you watch this later that the link doesn't work anymore, or it doesn't, the thing's just been taken down, let me know and I will go ahead and update that. Which may mean just taking it out entirely. So there's that. But, yeah. So I've done my best. And if I couldn't find the exact thing, I found something very close to it, and it's all in there, so I'll let you know, hey, this isn't exactly what I had. This is the comparable thing. And I have no control over this. Makers do what makers do, and I understand that very much so. There's things that I've offered at one time, and then maybe later I don't really want to offer because they weren't popular, or it wasn't a good idea for me to make it, or whatever. So there's a lot of little factors that go into stuff like that. So try not to be mad at your makers. Know that we don't just do things willy-nilly. Usually there's a reason, and so there you go. Well, so I got some weaving supplies from the Unusual Pear. These come from Australia, so there you go. Yay, Australia! And I got them, again, a dear friend and crafter donated them to me, and the why was they weren't in the position to use them. They were really excited, wanted to start weaving, and just never got around to it. And like me, they don't like to keep stuff around that they're not using. I totally understand that. That's valuable real estate that you could be putting something else in, and it doesn't really feel good to have stuff that you're not using. So I totally get it. At the point that I am doing this video, I have not used it yet. So what'll happen is I'm going to make a little note in my Trello to check this before and see if I've got any examples. What I can do is I can add them in there. So there may or may not be samples of me having used this by the time this goes up. I don't know. It'll be a surprise. But if it is up, then I'll make sure it's all updated before it goes live. Or if for some reason I miss it, I will update it and then republish it. And that just means you'll get a notification of, hey, this was updated. And yeah, so we need to make a note. Make a note so I don't forget. Oh my god, I thought of something else I need to do. Oh goodness. Okay. So another thing, just while I'm thinking about it, this is not a review post. I will have review posts. I haven't done a review in a while at this point, but I want to be clear that this is not a review. So I have not used this yet, so I don't have an opinion on it. I can't comment on it, so I'm not going to. So yeah, just in the interest of course, being fucking clear about what's going on. So let's see. But yeah, I haven't done anything with it yet. I have a lot of things planned. Weaving has been on my list of things to do forever. I've done a little bit of it here and there. I've got various types of weaving looms. I've got like the Martha Stewart one where it was the pieces where you could change the shape of the loom, which I actually thought was an ingenious idea. I've got another one that was just some thing that I picked up in Target actually, where it's just standing like a tabletop loom. And then I've got these, and by the time I post this, I might have more. It's possible. And if I do, you'll hear about them. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, that's it. So we can get into it. I'm gonna do some practice weaving first. That's gonna be first and foremost, which means all of the weaves I do are probably gonna be super boring. They're gonna be stripes, or they're gonna be me practicing just a particular technique. Like if you want to do twill fabric, which is I think what plaid is, there's a specific type of warp and weft that you do, and weaving involved with that. Then there's other types of, not stitches, but weaving techniques to make certain things, like if you want to do loops or if you want to do fringe, and things like that. So I want to explore all that, and whenever I get into something new or something I'm not super versed in, I like to take my time, and usually we'll start out with, we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. And maybe by the time I get this, I will have taken a weaving class, which I'm so about. So I don't like taking classes because am I getting my money's worth? Is it worth it? And is it something I'm going to be to continue doing? And so like if this was a floor loom, I probably wouldn't take that class because I don't have a floor loom and I won't have access to one. Versus if it's a tabletop loom or something small like this, or a tapestry loom, I have access to those. So there you go. Yeah. Okay, so without further ado, if you're watching this on YouTube, there are no pictures. If you want to see the pictures, scroll down, check out the description box, and the link at the very top will show you over to Patreon, where you can see all the pretty pictures I took of all the things, and then you can ogle them. And then, of course, the links, all of the description is the same. It just says pictures. So let's see if I can remember all these right. First of all, uh-oh, oh no. Okay, so I have got to recall these. Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? Did I find it? Oh, I did find it. I did find it. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, this is from the Unusual Pear. They're on Etsy. I don't know off the top of my head if they have a website that's separate, but they do have a book that's coming out. It's pre-ordered right now. So I'm gonna actually update these things in here too, because they're on the metric system. They have different measurements for things than I had measurements for when I named my pictures. So let's see. I want to make sure that I have all these right so that I tell you the right numbers, because there are options now that there weren't before. and that's kind of like super important. Because when I got these, actually, I asked the person who sent it to me. I was like, so could you by chance tell me what size any of this stuff is? And the answer was, no, actually, I can't. I was like, shit. So I went on this massive hunt to kind of figure everything out, and that was fine. I'm resourceful enough to like manage, but yeah, that was not what I was expecting to do, which is fine. It's not a complaint. Okay, and then I gotta do this one because I have inches for all of these. And yeah, that's the thing that I started doing with my work, is I started putting inches and then centimeters, because I know that it's just so much easier when that's done and you don't have to do it. So I get it. Let's see. Make sure I have all of them. Okay, that one only has that one. And there's one more thing that I need to know the size of, which means I had to get my measuring tape. Oh, where is that? I know, this is not what you thought you were gonna do, right? Hold on, hold. Okay, sorry, I had to make sure that I had the right one, because I didn't have a number on this. I didn't know which one it was. Okay, so this is the and I'm gonna put all of the names in there. So that's the other thing you'll see is in the description for the Patreon version. I'm going to look how much nicer. Right, see, it's nicer. It's nicer over there, right? You get my spider, and there's a pile of patterns and stuff that I'm working on, but there's less stuff at the front now than there used to be more. Anyway, I think we're ready to go now. But yeah, I name everything, and I link everything that I can. So I guess we can actually get started now. Well, first up, we have these two hoop looms. Now there is this one, which is the 6.75 inch or 17 centimeter. From my understanding, you can use these over and over again, right? Or you can use it once, and this basically becomes the frame. I think if you use it or try to use it more than once, then you have to sew it and cut everything. And so I think they're really, really meant for you to use it one time. And it's basically like a cross stitch hoop, which you can reuse, but it's kind of just better if you don't. And then the larger one is the 7.5 centimeter, which is 7.5 inches, and it's 19 centimeters. So I think I will probably end up using these last, because they are not really meant to be reused. Like, you can. And actually, before I like lie to you, let me make sure that that's accurate, because I think that's what I read, and I might be fibbing. And there's some, I don't have these, but there's a moon version, there's a rainbow, like a little U shape, which I thought was super cool. Let's see, let's make sure, get this next one ready while we're doing that. Okay, so yeah, you can, there's a way, and she tells you can use it as a frame, and then she's got tutorials. Awesome. Okay. And here's what I'll do for you, is I will link those tutorials below. So let's add that in there. Because, yay! Open tab. Okay, so now, this gun. This is the bad boy. This is the 11.5 inch or 29.5 centimeter round loop. So this, you can use these like you would use this. And I guess the ease of this one is just that there's little notches in there, so it's easier. And it's intended for you to be able to cut the weaving, take the weaving off of it. I mean, theoretically you could leave it on there, but the whole point is to reuse the loom, right? Not to basically discard it or have it unavailable, I guess, is what we would call it, right? So let's see if there is a thing there. Okay, I think we're gonna do all the looms first, right? We'll do all the looms first, and then all the little pieces that go along with them. Okay, that sounds reasonable. Okay, maybe didn't think this through. That's a thing that happens a lot. Okay, let's see. I didn't expect there to be a tutorial. I really appreciate that there is one. Oh yes, there is. Oh yay! Good. Because I you know, I want to use these myself. It'll be just so much easier if I have access to this stuff, right? Right? Yeah. So, now I got this. All right. This is not available right now. You will not find it. Do not look for it. I have linked the thing that is the closest in the size. Like, it's pretty much the same size. And the difference is, this is all basically like a picture frame, right? It's all one piece. What you see now there are two pieces. So there's a piece here and a piece here. And then these long pieces are separate pieces, and they're like basically bolted together. The one that's closest to this is the little sister. There are two other looms. There is the beginner's loom, which is a 12 by 12, so it's a square. And then there's the Big Mama, which is bigger than this one. So I have linked all of those. And then next to the one, the little sister, I have said, hey, that this is the one that's closest. So so we're all clear here. This is basically your average, I guess, your average tapestry loom or tabletop loom. It's meant, of course, for you to be able to cut the warp off. You know, most looms are like this. This is probably the simplest loom like I've ever seen, because it's just like a square or rectangle, and you don't have to take anything apart or do anything like that. So yay! Let's see if there is a tutorial for this. There probably is. And this is about 11.5 inches by 16. Is the size this is. Let's see. Yeah, one of the really cool things about weaving is a great way to use up scraps. And that's one of the reasons I want to get into weaving, is that my whole goal is to have like a no scraps, but basically I don't want to have any leftovers. I want to use everything to the maximum ability that I can. And like the whole point of that is, hold on, I gotta rename this because I forgot to put the size in there. So let's see. 5 inches. Whoa. Okay, yeah, forgot that I didn't update something. Let's see. Yeah, these have the new ones have solid brass screws in them. And this is, I watch too many cartoons, right? I want you to know. I intended on doing this so much sooner than I did. Whoops. Let's see. Yeah, no, I think it's everything. Okay. I know, this is terrible. This is terrible of me. That's okay, ready. Sorry, shit. Alright. Okay, so next we've got this. You're not going to find this. I've linked to something that's comparable. This is a tatting, shuttle. This is a shuttle. And a shuttle is just a stick that you wind yarn around. You can also use this to make tassels, right? but most people would use it as a shuttle. The ones that she's got up now are a slimmer profile than this is, and she's got different sizes. So what I've done is I've linked to the main listing where all the sizes are, and you can pick whatever you need, or all of them. Queen all of them. That's my contribution to this. And then we've got this. This is called a rigid heddle bar. And what you do is when you warp the loom, you can slide this in and then do like this, and what it will do is it will raise different threads so you can easily weave. So this thing is like super awesome. This is the large one. This goes with the Big Mama. It is 22 inches. So there you go. And all of these things are pretty much constructed. These all are like one piece, which, like the original heddle bar, it makes sense that it's one piece, and the round looms and the hoop looms, of course, make sense that are one piece. But the, you could have gone either way with the rectangular one. So there's that. Let's see. I think that's. I got two more things to show you, and I just want to make sure that I have everything here so that if there's any additional things I need to send or put in there, it's all there. Now we got this. You also will not find this. There's a weaving comb. There's just this one type. There are two different sizes in the store now, and I've just linked to that general listing. I personally like this. They are a rounded edge, and I do like that it's two different sizes, because then you've got the slimmer profile and the closer profile, which is nice. But okay, I was just reading something and I was just like, what? Let's see. Okay, yeah, there's no thing for that. And then these, haha, tapestry needles. So if you do anything with yarn, you've probably seen tapestry needles. These, of course, are constructed in the same way that the other ones are. It's all one piece. So it's basically laser cut out of wood. I don't know why I said basically. That's exactly what it is. I'm having trouble today, obviously. Okay, that one didn't have a tutorial. Great. Not that it needs one. Just making sure I have everything. I'm sure this doesn't have one either. Okay, ha ha ha. So yes, I got all of them. Yes, yes. So there's 3 different sizes. There's this huge one, which is 21 centimeters. Then there is this one, which is 16, and then this one, which is 10. Personally, I am team have all the sizes, because I find that to be more convenient for me personally. But you can get, the way she has it right now is you can get each of them individually, or you can get all 3 of them. And I'm presuming it's one of each. I don't know why I have 3, but I do. So, yay! I gotta find somewhere for my weaving stuff to live. I have another loom, and then I have a last loom. So I think I'm gonna have to get like a box for my weaving supplies. I think it warrants its own freaking box, and like maybe like a tub box, like one of those big ones that you slide under the bed. I think that's what we're gonna have to do. Add that to the list of shit I need. Finally, this is the last thing. I got sent some yarn along with it. So I don't think this yarn has made it to my stash. So I'd probably not. I'm not sure though. But I've got yarn. So I don't know whether the Unusual Pear lady sent this yarn with, or whether my friend just had this and sent it. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But there's yarn. So it's all, I want to say it's all chunky yarn with this lovely little kind of pink color. And they're all like the same kind of saturation of color. Then we've got, oh, well, this one's a different one. This is a variegated blue and white. Looks like it's a chain stitched yarn. We've got this, looks like it's kind of greenish. A lot of baby colors. And this is another one. So I'm probably going to put the yarns together like they match. It's kind of a cream with little tiny bits of blue in it. And then this yellow. That's everybody. Okay. So what's probably going to happen is I'm going to stick the yarns together that kind of match, because I'm like that. And I need to see if these are in my stash. I don't know if they're in my stash. I really don't. I wonder if they are. If they're not in my stash, that's what I'm going to be doing after this. Is adding them to my stash. So yeah, those are going to make for a very interesting thing. I'm probably going to do stripes. I'm going to keep it simple. I don't know if I'm going to try to do a pattern. I might, just for giggles. But I might not. Who knows? Knowing me, who knows? I'm going to have to dig out my cotton, though. I have my warping thread. I got a shit ton of like cotton that is just string, and it's really not good for anything else, but it'll be perfect for this. So I was super excited to get that, because I was like, what am I going to do with this? I'm like, that's what I'm going to do with this. Yes. This video is way longer than I meant it to be. Sorry, shit. So yeah, well, thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out, seeing all the stuff. I look forward to sharing creations made with these with you. So what I'd like to know from you is, what is the last thing that you got that was Happy Mail, especially if it was art related? Share it with me. You can do that in the comments below on Patreon or YouTube. If you enjoyed this video, whoa, that's not the right place. Weird. I put notes in the wrong place. It's weird. It happens when I'm confused. If you enjoyed this video, though, please like, subscribe if you're on YouTube. Share it with other people who want to know about weaving, or want to know about these tools, or these specific tools if they're curious. Remember that this is not a review video, so I have no opinion on any of this stuff at this point. Because I haven't gotten to finish, just use it. So I have so many other things going. Like, I gotta finish those things first. Let's see, is that it? Yeah. And remember, you can just share my Patreon in general. The whole purpose this year is to grow that space as much as possible, which means talking about it a lot more than I'm used to, and maybe even comfortable with, because I get really weird when I start talking about my work like all the time, and that's kind of what it feels like I'm going to be doing. But that's just right. So you can find my websites below. They're linked in the description of Radia's Hand and Danae's Divine. You can also find all of my active social media. So again, thank you for being here. This is Aradia Noire. I am signing off for right now, and I look forward to tomorrow, which, let's see. Yeah, this is the benefit of staying to the end of the video, is that you get to hear what the next you get to hear what the next one. So usually it would be a work in progress Wednesday. However, instead we're gonna have a Celtic cast, because the Celtic tree month of Willow starts tomorrow. So look forward to that. I am gonna try to have that video up sooner, but I'm at this point right now, I'm debating on whether I want to post these things in the morning or in the midday, when I would usually be doing them, because when I'm going to be doing a video like live that day, and then posting it, I want it to be at the same time, because I don't want it to be like wonky. That's no. Anyway, scooting. We'll see what happens. We'll experiment. If you've got thoughts, let me know. Drop them in the comments below. Toodles!